In cities, girls who come from the gentry class have their feet bound as early as age 3. In our county, girls from families like mine begin their foot binding at age 6 or 7 and is considered done 2 years later. Foot binding was a practice done in China for over 1,000 years. A girl's feet would be broken and bound to reach the length of 7 centimeters. Small feet were considered a sign of prosperity and would make girls more marriageable. Sadly, many did not survive this ordeal. Snowflower and the Secret Fan by Lisa C. Elder sister was 4 years older than I. Although we slept in the same bed, I didn't know her well until I joined the women's chamber myself. I didn't look at third sister. I always told myself that since she was a year younger than me, she was too insignificant to think about. My cousin, Beautiful Moon, was my age. The 24th day of the 8th lunar month was the date set for Beautiful Moon, myself, and third sister to begin our bindings. I was scared. As eldest, I went first, and I was determined to show how brave I could be. My bindings were soaked so that when they dried on my skin, they would tighten even more. From here, Mama took one end of the bandage, placed it on my instep, and pulled it over my 4 small toes to begin the process of rolling them underneath my foot. The idea was for my toes and my heel to meet. She repeated this process on my other foot, and then Aunt started on Beautiful Moon. During the binding, third sister said she wanted a drink of water and went downstairs. Once Beautiful Moon's feet were done, Mama called for my sister, but she didn't answer. Mama and Aunt searched the house and then went outside. Elder sister moved towards the lattice window and looked out. Mom is dragging third sister down the alley! Now we heard sister yell, "No! I won't go! I won't do it!" Third sister was pushed to the room, but as soon as she fell to the floor, she clambered to her feet, ran to a corner, and cowered there. "This will happen. You have no choice!" Mama declared as third sister's eyes darted frantically around the room, looking for a place to hide. Third sister was only 6, but she struggled and fought as hard as she could. Mama and Aunt held her down while Mama hurriedly applied the bandages. The whole while, third sister screamed. A few times an arm broke free, only to be restricted again. For one moment, Mama loosened her grip on third sister's foot, and soon that entire leg flailed, the long bandage twirling through the air like an acrobat's ribbon. Finally, Mama finished her task. She threw third sister's wrapped foot to the floor, stood and looked down at her youngest daughter with disgust, and spat out a single word: "Worthless!" Mama looked at me first, because I was eldest. "Get up!" Mama yanked me out of my chair. The word pain doesn't begin to describe the feeling. Mama reached down and pulled third sister to her feet and dragged her to elder sister and said, "Take her back and forth across the room 10 times. Hearing this, I understood what was in store for me, and it was nearly unfathomable. None of us slept that night, but whatever we thought we felt on the first day was twice as bad on the second. All 3 of us tried to rip our bindings, but only third sister actually freed a foot. Mama beat her on arms and legs, rewrapped the foot, and made her walk an extra 10 rounds across the room as punishment. One day, as I made my trips across the room, I heard something crack. One of my toes had broken. My mother's eyes zeroed in on me. "Move! Progress is finally being made. Walking, my whole body trembled. By nightfall, the 8 toes that needed to break had broken, but I was still made to walk. Blood and pus seeped through our bandages, as was normal. But with third sister, the fluids that oozed from her body took on a new and different smell. Then, third sister's condition suddenly changed. Her skin burned, her eyes glittered with fever and insanity, and her round face worn into sharp angles. Elder sister took pity on her pathetic sibling and rubbed third sister's legs, trying to give her some relief. That's when we saw the brutal red streaks that rose from underneath third sister's bindings snake their way up her legs and disappeared under her pants. We looked at each other for a moment, and then quickly examined the other leg. The same red streaks were there too. Elder sister ran downstairs to tell what we'd found. Mama and Aunt hurried up the stairs. Mama began to unwrap the bindings. A disgusting odor infused the room. Finally, third sister's feet were fully exposed. The pus was a dark green, and the blood had coagulated into a brownish, putrid mud. Third sister was brought to a sitting position, and her unbound feet sat into a steaming bowl of water. She was so far away in her mind that she didn't cry out. Beautiful Moon and I were assigned to watch over third sister. We were only 7 and did not know the words or actions to comfort her. Her torment was great. She died 4 days later, enduring more pain and suffering than what was fair for such a short life. Third sister was only 6. The ground was too hard for a burial to take place. Third sister spent the rest of winter under a shroud of snow.